All right, guys, we are going to be reacting to what does a Russian state-run high school looks like or look like. We're going to see what's going on here, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Help me out and get to 100,000 subscribers. Let's jump in.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow, and welcome to a new video,
All right.
and welcome to something possibly quite interesting, I think, for a lot of people,
All right.
and also something that is really interesting for me to see. And I thought I'd take you along for this mini tour. Let's go. Where I want to take you eventually is the building just behind the trees right here. And this is a middle school or a high school here in Moscow. I'm in the area called Peredelkino in the southwest of Moscow. Thankfully for me, it's actually not far from where I live. I'm only about 20 minutes away. And they've got a open school day today where parents, children, or anybody from the general public can come and take a tour of the local school.
Okay.
Now, this school is rather interesting because it's recently been remodeled, and they've got a very big program throughout all of Russia to remodel and improve the school system, like they've got everywhere in the world. This is not unique, I don't think, to Russia. It happens everywhere.
I agree.
The school I'm at, if you're interested, is school number 1596. Now in Russia, most schools, or all schools I believe, are assigned a number. Quite as simple as that. Then generally there's an address underneath, and that's where you are. And they do that also for a lot of the hospitals as well. And I'm actually starting the video off out here in the playground or school grounds. So this is a middle school. So it is children that are after primary school. And then of course at the end of high school, you then go on to university or to whatever you choose to do. And what a nice playground it is. They've got the soft rubber flooring, the running track right here. They've also got football pitch, basketball. So where we are here in Peredelkino, so this is a very old suburb of Moscow, and you can see from the apartments around, there isn't any modern, brand new things.
Still all USSR buildings.
And the way they build a lot of the districts and micro districts in Russia, and this goes across the entire country, is generally they'll build the housing, like you see the apartments right here, and then part of that, they'll also build the infrastructure around it. Now with the new areas that are getting built, it's very normal or very typical that they'll build a school, they'll build shops, they'll build the local administration. Actually, in this area, the building that you can see behind the jungle gym is actually a hospital, or in Russia they like to call them polyclinics.
Polyclinics.
There is also volleyball here as well. I'm just walking around this for the first time. Now, I am filming this a little bit out of sequence. I will always be very honest the way I make things, and I'm not really doing any YouTube magic. The sun is actually out right now.
Gorgeous, the sun.
And around about 15 minutes ago, it was bucketing down with rain. But now it's absolutely beautiful. So the actual school itself, which is here on the left-hand side, is where I'm going to take you for a walk around. From here, actually, I'm not sure where the entrance is. How is that? I've just turned up, and I will say, though, the grounds of the school are very nice. And I think that's very normal, even at the local school where I live. I've actually visited my local school a number of times, and I've done some meet and greet with the kids who, particularly the English class, want to meet native English speaking people. This is the actual street address on the side of the building, which I think is standard across all of Russia. So if you want to know where I am, I will put the information in the description of the video. As you can probably see the clouds off in the distance. That's what caused the crazy rain just
It looks
10
gorgeous.
or 15 minutes ago.
Looks gorgeous and nice and clean too. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. There's not a lot of things going on the floor. The only thing you see is the park, the grass, and the floor, nice and clean.
And
Very
now
minimalist.
it's kind of gone all beautiful and sunny again. I just want to let everybody know ahead of time a few things. So the video might be long, and I will apologize always for that. If you are a long-time follower of the channel, you know I like to do longer videos, and that's very typical of the content that I make. And most things I do is just me turning up, turning on the camera, and filming. And I generally don't do any
Editing.
research about the places or the things that I show. And I like to just come and
Just be it.
show what I'm seeing. Now for this thing today, now it's actually currently the summer holidays. The kids go back to school on the 1st of September. So depending on when you're watching this, maybe 2 years later or at the same time of me posting the video, I think roughly about a week or so, the kids go back to school and they're just finishing up the summer holidays. And this school was actually under renovation. And on the 1st of September, it'll open for the first day as a new school or an old school. This originally opened in 1988. And throughout all of Russia, of course, there is thousands of schools. And I guess the education department of Moscow is holding these open days across all of Moscow. You could choose from about 50 schools to come and visit. And this was the closest one to where I live. They don't have one for my local area, so it is what it is. This is not too far. It was actually about 15 minutes on the bus to get here, I think roughly. So actually part of going on the tour, that you will see a lot of other people as well. They've actually got allotted times. It takes 40 minutes for the guided tour, and it's hosted by the teachers of the school. And then they're showing the different classrooms.
Let's move forward a little bit, guys. Let me
walk
second.
around
There you go. Just want to
And
move
there is
forward.
also cameras in use, which is
Very
very
important.
normal. Now, when the kids will come to school, they've actually got a swipe card that they tap on the gate.
That is so important. More schools in the Western world need to just apply this. I think this create a more responsible environment for the students.
To open it. Very simple. I think that's very normal. And if you want to know how you get out, you tap it on the other side to leave. And at the time of me coming here, of course the gates are open because it's a public open day, and it's also a non-school day as well. So this is the surrounds of the building. Most schools are built very much the same, and the government just replicates this over and over. They've done it.
Yo, that minimalist style is cheap, looks nice, looks more modern. I think that's a good approach.
Very successfully with housing, schools, hospitals, administration buildings. I think there's no real need to change things.
Correct.
And you come in then to the
There you go.
main entrance. So the kids all have to come in the front way into the school and through this main entrance. Now, because it's an open day, they've got a little bit of music playing. They've also got some bows on the school. And then there's some speakers. So what's really interesting, and I've seen this at my local school in Aprelivka. So the school does have a school assembly on Mondays of every week. And then all of the students would actually assemble out here. I think the same as every school in the world. Even in Australia we have assemblies, and then they would actually have the flag that would be raised there, and they'll play the national anthem of Russia on every Monday of a school week. So the actual tour will take us to some of the different classrooms, and they've actually got an organized tour that you're going on, or I'm going to go on with you, to show certain areas of the school. Most of the classrooms that we won't show, or I don't show, are replicated on the different levels. And this school has a capacity of 900 students. If you're interested in how many people attend this school. And this is school number 1596. So if you do want to look it up on the map, I'm not sure if they've got any kind of social media. Normally they've got and generally a Telegram channel or a website. So we'll put that in the description of the video. Like I said before, I am filming this a little bit out of sequence, so I did do some things earlier and I will do some things after, but it will be all in order once you're watching it now, so it will make sense. So it looks a little bit in one area than another. One window it's raining, one window it's sunny, is because of the way that I'm filming it. Coming inside the entrance.
So he probably just forgot certain things, came back, start recording it again.
I think this will be the same all around the world, how they look. I think in the comments it'll be interesting to read people's feedback. And
a little
to let
bit
me know
different in
how
the United States. This usually they don't. It's all depending on what kind of school, but usually they don't look like this.
this school might differ from somewhere else in the world beyond Russia. And all the kids have to come through this main entrance or lobby to enter the classrooms and the main building. So there is actually the security point right here. So the whole building and then the whole surrounds have cameras, and in case anything was to happen. Now this board wouldn't be here. So again, today they've got guided tours of the whole school. So they've just got it closed off temporarily. However, for the kids then to go in to the main building, they'd have swipe cards, and it allows them then entrance into the building.
Wow.
So then it goes back then to the security, so they know who's in the school or who's not in the school. And I don't ever remember this in my high school in Australia.
Mine either.
But maybe it's a new thing.
Yeah. And again, this is to tighten up the security. I agree with this. Listen, there's time that you have to put priority on security. You have to. Because at this point, a lot of things going on. A lot of people are bringing stuff inside the school. You know, you have to make sure that the students that are coming into this institution, they are secured. They are protected. You might have to put a lot of, how can I say this? Not obstacle. I don't want to say this, but security checkpoints to make sure nobody's bringing anything that is not conducive to a better education through these buildings.
So just let me know if this is something that's in your local school. For today, they've got the desk over here for everybody to meet for the tours. I've actually got my ticket right here, so you had to register for the event. That's very normal in Russia. They just want to get a count of how many people want to come to the tours and how many people will come for the duration of this event. Of course, there is a lot of schools that people can choose to come to, but I've come to one as close as possible to where I live, and we can get ourselves a magazine and learn about the Russian school system. And then somewhere over here will be our tour guide. I wonder now how this might differ in Russia to schools around the world. This is the cloakroom. So basically, of course, in wintertime, the kids will be wearing heavy jackets, scarves, mittens, and things like that. And this is a place they can come and hang their stuff. They can also have different shoes. Most schools, the kids will actually have shoes for in the school and outside the school. I know that's a bit hard to comprehend. So they can put all their stuff right here. No worries at all. I know in Australia we don't have cloakrooms. We generally put our things in our
certain places they have something similar, but not like this. Usually you have like a locker room where you put your stuff.
lockers. So is this different to your school? Off we go on the tour. Now, the way I'm filming it is a little bit awkward because I'm very polite to all of the people who are on the tours because, of course, parents and children. But this is an open day, so it's completely allowed to walk around and shoot and film. Now, the one thing, of course, bathrooms. So they've got bathrooms for special needs, and then boys and girls bathrooms. Hopefully I can show one of those a little bit further on in the tour. So let's keep going. Walking through the halls of the school. Now there is quite a few people on the different tours as I'm walking around, so it's a little bit difficult to be realistic with making the video.
Wow, look at that.
This is one of the maths classes. So outside, the room number, mathematics. And then we're going to come into
ballet?
One of the rooms that is for dancing, for exercise, aerobics. Of course, the mirror right here. And very nice wooden floors. Perhaps everybody doesn't want to see me. And actually, while I'm on the tour, there's also groups ahead and behind me, so unfortunately, I have to catch some people in the video. We'll keep on walking.
Oh, wow. It's a more modern,
And then
minimalist
coming
style.
in to the next hallway. So before class starts, kids have got somewhere to hang out and relax. And then have a look at how modern schools have become. They've got the lockers right here with the pin codes, which is pretty straightforward. You can put your stuff in here before and after class. Very neat. So all of the classrooms are all numbered, of course. Tables and chairs.
Damn, man.
Okay, so I think this is the mathematics wing, looking at all the different names on the doors.
Damn, that's actually very good. Wow.
When I was in high school, they were rusty, they were old. You always got the bottom one, and you had to bend over every time. But much more modern and interesting. Coming inside one of the other rooms.
Actually, that's very smart because instead of just taking the entire thing, right, the entire locker, they say, you know what? Let's just make sure it's a small hole, but with a longer space in the back, so that way you have more space for other folks.
This is considered the technology class. Screens back there, so the teacher would probably have explanations of what to do, so they can do things like woodwork and metalwork in here. Very nice. All the tool storage below.
Very nice.
How cool is this? Even all the tables have got lights underneath, stools. Of course, traveling with Russell has to see a little bit of everything. We can even see the bathrooms.
Wow, everything minimalist and modern. Everything.
Central heating inside, toilets.
And I can guarantee you this design is cheaper.
Very, very nice. Very comfortable.
100%.
This might be an interesting classroom now. The way it translates may be a little bit different, but the fundamentals of safety. Common safety. Now, the way I'd look at it is, it's about health education, about things like CPR and first aid, and teaching the kids about simple safety and however that translates. Also, all the classrooms are on wheels, so they can be moved around. They can adapt it to how they like into groups, and really up to the teacher how they do that. It's really interesting as you walk around, and then now we're up here on the second level. So different classrooms and different areas of the school. Another breakout area, table tennis.
Yep.
And I think very popular throughout Russia. Get a nice view of the common area in the middle where they've got the school assemblies. This area here, you can see the seat.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here, so it's a little longer. But personally, I think this is a great approach for Russia. This is literally putting, you know, your student into a more contemporary style. This also helps to, you know, this helps kids to understand that there's certain ways to just appreciate being organized, even though you don't see it. And also, it's a way of appreciation for your own population. You know, look, a lot of people are not gonna care unless you show them that you should care. Simple as that. You have to show them that you care. How do you do that? Well, you do stuff like this. You show them that you care by, you know, modernizing their schools, show them computer places to play. You know, like put them in a position that they can care for themselves. That there's something more that just it's a way of caring. That's what I see. And I think this is a very beautiful school, and I'm glad that they're putting their students first in this regard. And that way they can always care. Beautiful site, beautiful. Let me know if you guys already went through this. Let me know if you guys already went to the school. I would love to hear you guys' opinion, but this is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I'll see you next one.